Now that Hollow Knight Silksong is finally out in the wild, I thought it would be the perfect time to go back and reflect on the game that started it all, the original masterpiece of Hollow Knight. Released back in 2017 by the tiny Team Cherry, this little bug-filled Metroidvania didn't just crawl its way into our hearts, it absolutely burrowed in and built a hive. So today let's look back at what made Hollow Knight so special, how it still holds up, and why it's the kind of game that makes you think, yeah, Silksong had some pretty huge shoes to fill. Welcome to Scott Loves Games. Think back to your very first moments in Hollow Knight. You wake up in a quiet cavern, no tutorial voice, no glowing arrows telling you what to do, just you, your little nail, and a haunting piano note that feels like it's daring you to keep going. That first walk into Dirtmouth, empty, quiet, with a single sad bug sitting on a bench, already sets the tone. Hollow Knight doesn't handhold, it doesn't beg for your attention, it just trusts that you'll be curious enough to wander into the darkness. And that design philosophy? That's the beating heart of this game. It's mystery, it's atmosphere, it's trust in the player. Hallownest is one of the greatest video game worlds ever created, full stop. Every area feels handcrafted, like an insect diorama come to life. Green Path lures you in with lush greenery and a score that sounds like springtime after rain. Then bam! Deepness drags you into the nightmares, crawling with skittering monsters and suffocating silence. And the City of Tears? The endless rain falling on ancient bug spires. It's gothic, it's sad, it's beautiful. What's wild is how interconnected it all is. You're constantly circling back, opening shortcuts, realising the map is bigger than you thought. And yet the transitions feel seamless, like you're uncovering a real kingdom that's been buried and forgotten. Of course, atmosphere alone doesn't make a classic. Hollow Knight's gameplay is razor sharp. The combat feels simple at first. You've just got your nail, a jump, and a heal. But every ability you unlock is like a revelation. The dash, the wall jump, the double jump, each one opens the world like a puzzle box. And the bosses? Team Cherry understood the golden rule of good difficulty. It should hurt, but it should also feel fair. You might lose to Hornet a dozen times, but every death teaches you something. Then the victory comes, and it's glorious. The charm system also deserves a shout out. It's not just about buffs, it's about expressing your playstyle. Do you want to tank hits and heal quickly, or go all in on spellcasting, or maybe speed and agility? The flexibility keeps the game fresh even after multiple playthroughs. And then there's the lore. Hollow Knight doesn't tell you everything outright, instead it whispers pieces of tragedy, a fallen kingdom, a sacrifice to contain the infection, a silent protagonist who might be more than just a wandering hero. Characters like the Pale King, the Radiance, the Hollow Knight itself, they're haunting because you don't always know the full truth. You piece it together through item descriptions, cryptic NPC lines, and your own exploration. That approach makes the world feel alive, like you're studying the ruins of a real civilization. And honestly, it's one of the reasons the community still talks about theories years later. Hollow Knight is the kind of game you can finish and still feel like you barely scratched the surface. 7 years later, Hollow Knight isn't just a great indie game, it's one of the all-time greats, period. It inspired an explosion of new Metroidvanias. It sparked a dedicated fanbase that's still creating art, mods, music covers and speedruns. And it proves something important. That a tiny team, just 3 people, could create a game that stands shoulder to shoulder with the likes of Dark Souls and Metroid. Now, with Silksong finally released, it's amazing to see how much of Hollow Knight's DNA carried over. The precision, the atmosphere, the mystery. But it also makes me appreciate just how perfectly the original nailed its formula. So, looking back, Hollow Knight wasn't just a game, it was an experience. A reminder of why we fall in love with games in the first place. It challenged us, scared us, frustrated us, and ultimately rewarded us in ways few games ever do. And if Silksong is the future, Hollow Knight is the foundation, a foundation built with love, care, and about 1,000,000 bug corpses. Thanks for joining me on this little reflection. If you loved revisiting Hollow Knight, give the video a like, subscribe for more gaming content like this, and let me know in the comments, what's your favourite memory of Hallownest? See you in the next one.